Thank you so much for attending today's presentation focused on personal statements. My name is Karina. I am here in collaboration with the Learning Center Writing Tutors. And we do want to make sure that you also complete the survey at the end of our presentation, giving us some feedback. I want to now hand it over to our wonderful writing tutors to give us as much information as they can on the personal statement process.
Okay, next slide. No, there you go.
Great. Well, my name is Linda Berenson. I've been tutoring here at Oakton for about 20 years. I also teach writing here and enjoy the process very much and love helping students. Joan?
Yes, my name is Joan Morris, and I've been at Oakton for quite a while now in the Learning Center, and I also teach at another university, and I've taught part-time for over 20 years at all levels. And I love tutoring, I want to say, and now I love tutoring online and face-to-face. Next.
Okay, I'm Jean Olson, and I have taught effective college reading here at Oakton, and I've been a tutor in the Learning Center for 15 years.
Great. Well, welcome. And in this workshop, we'll talk about what a personal statement is, why it's important, and what needs to go into one. Okay, next slide. Okay, there's two types of personal statements. One that would be very general. You'll just be asked to share what you want about what you feel is important for the reader to know. Another type is the prompt-based, where a specific question is being asked. It's very important to answer that question and not something else. Okay, next. Okay. So, what is a personal statement? You've probably filled up lots of applications for jobs or scholarships or colleges, and you know you're giving only the most basic information about yourself. Okay? The personal statement's an opportunity for you to introduce yourself and your skills or qualities that you think are important. For example, on the application, it probably asks for your schools. Okay? So the reader knows what schools you've gone to. In your statement, you could say, what particular class turned you on to a field? What teacher sparked your interest in something and set you on your way to study? They know where you volunteered, but beyond the name of the organization, you don't say much else in the application. Here, you can say why you chose that organization. How does it reflect your values? Okay? Is there some experience you had while volunteering there that is important in the career that you've chosen? Next. Okay. So when do you need to do this? Many times when you apply for a college, when you apply for graduate school, when you apply for scholarships. Many of these places are going to want to hear from you in particular, and they need a personal statement from you. Next.
So what things might go into a personal statement? You would probably be asked why you have chosen this particular school to apply to, or why you need this particular scholarship. You'll also probably be asked to talk about your professional goals, and you can describe how you became interested in the profession and what you've learned about it so far. If you've had jobs in non-related fields to your major, you can also talk about them in terms of how they contributed to your personal growth or how they show commitment to your goals. Don't forget to think about your accomplishments in sports or other interests, non-academic, that show your commitment to succeed or your ability to overcome obstacles. You can also include here examples of volunteer or community service activities and why they were important to you. You'll often be asked to describe a particular obstacle and how you overcame it. You can also write about skills or abilities that you haven't included in that regular application form. Don't forget to include the ability to speak other languages, whether you think they apply to your major or not. They are always a plus. Lastly, is there anything problematic in your application, such as a low GPA one semester or in high school, or gaps in your education? Here is where you can briefly explain what happened and put a positive spin on it. Next slide. Here's some important advice. Of course, read the instructions carefully to make sure you're answering the question that was asked. Also know that how you write is as important as what you write. Your essay should show you that you are a serious, focused, and thoughtful candidate. Use specific examples. If you say you're committed to a particular goal, back it up with experience that shows this. If you are applying to several schools or for several scholarships, make sure your essay answers their particular question or instructions, even when they are very similar. Remember that correctness and style will be taken into consideration, so proofread your essay carefully. Lastly, do not exceed the word limit specified, because admissions people don't have a lot of time to spend on individual applications. Next.
Other things to consider. Remember that you're writing the personal statement by yourself. But even though you're writing about yourself, you could come to a tutor to brainstorm or see a trusted friend or family member. But the main personal statement, main essay, you are writing by yourself. After all, you know yourself the best. Write about yourself, not someone you admire or inspired by. Supplement the information that can't be found elsewhere in your application. But it's important not to be overly repetitious or overly repeat yourself. But I want to add that when you do the conclusion of your personal statement, sometimes you will repeat the main ideas briefly to sum up what you want to highlight. Write about your accomplishments and focus on the ones that led up to you picking a particular or being interested in a particular field like engineering, medicine, or music. Be focused and don't ramble. Next. Next. Avoid cliches or statements that are too general. Example of a cliche might be, I never give up. However, I did have a important, I read a very good writer who said something like, it might sound like a cliche, but I never give up. And that way you can get away with it and then give your unique evidence that you never give up. Sell yourself as a strong candidate, but it's important not to boast or brag. On the other hand, don't be overly humble. You are highlighting your best qualities. So you don't want to forget to say those qualities, in particular the ones that led up to choosing the university. Explore the college or university's website. You might be applying to several. So each one is going to have a different highlights. In the website, you'll know about their mission statements, you'll know about their programs and departments, and then you can refer to these in your personal statement. And I want to mention that sometimes you might be interested in two fields. So at some universities, like University of Michigan, have great programs in both music and in engineering. So one of the students I know highlighted that she picked University of Michigan to apply to so that she could, experience both departments and programs. Next. How to start. Consider asking yourself, the questions. Why did I choose this college? Do they have a special field or a program I'm interested in? As I said, engineering or medicine, music. Talk to a trusted friend or family member about your ideas. Get help from us as writing tutors. We are a valuable resource, and the students that I know that do the best often will use us as a resource. Tutors can help at all phases of the writing process, from brainstorming and getting down your ideas, organizing them, revising for proper grammar, sentence order, or spelling. Next. Now we're going to apply what you learned. In this particular exercise, you're going to see two prompts. Choose one or the other. Don't worry about choosing both. Choose the one that's the easiest for you to write about. But I do want to mention that if you choose one and then you hit a wall with it, then you can always switch over real quick to the other. Write down your responses. You can share them with the group, and you don't have to worry about grammar or spelling. We want you to get your ideas down without censoring yourself. Write as much as you can in 15 minutes. And then later on, you're going to discuss with us, all of us, what you learned in this exercise. Prompt 1, thinking it back over your life, what 3 or 4 major events or experiences represented turning points in your life? And there might be only 2, or there might be more than 4. How did these experiences change you? How did they point you in the direction that you're interested in now? Now, it might be, as was mentioned, meeting a specific teacher who inspired you in high school. And then you got interested in the program you're interested in. How did you could have a negative experience, possibly, got a bad grade one semester in one class in high school, and then you were really determined to use your resources and get over that and pull your GPA up, and you turned it into a positive experience. So whatever negative experiences you have had, push yourself to remember what you have learned about yourself and turn it into a positive experience. Prompt 2, think of 3 or 4 adjectives or maybe more that describe you as a desirable applicant and list them. I use myself as an example. When I applied to Oakton, in the cover letter, I mentioned that I am friendly and I'm also professional. And then I came up with examples that back that up. So when you're mentioning your adjectives, think of, what people tell you about yourself. Are you responsible? Are you a hard worker? And then you give specific examples. You can write a few sentences or paragraph about the event or experience that demonstrates those qualities. So we're going to take about 15 minutes to do this exercise. And it's important not to censor yourself. Just write as much as you can without worrying about, as I said, grammar. And then after you do the exercise, we're going to come back all together and you're going to discuss what you've learned about yourself doing this exercise. Okay, next.
Okay. Well, you spent time brainstorming, and I hope you've learned some new things about yourself. Did you think of some experiences you had that you could relate in a way you hadn't thought of before to the place you're applying to? Did you think of a new way of describing yourself? Was it easy or difficult? As Joan said, it's not easy for us to write about ourselves, and it's easy to not play ourselves up. This is your time to show who you are in life. Next.
All students at Oakton should consider applying for the Oakton Foundation Scholarship. For more information, you can look at these two websites or call Lauren Hackett at the number here. The deadlines for applying will be listed on the website, on the webpage, and you can always ask for more information. Next. Here are some resources you can use while you're thinking about what you're going to say and who you're going to apply to. The College Board has a lot of information on applying for financial aid, as well as writing personal statements. Purdue OWL website, that's the online writing lab, has all kinds of information on how to write a personal statement, as well as general grammar information as well. Saltmoney.org has a listing of all kinds of scholarships that may be relevant for you and for your future career. So check that out when you're considering scholarships. The Illinois Career Information System and the Bureau of Labor Statistics both have a lot of information on professions and careers. They let you know what professions are out there, what the requirements or certification is for those careers, and what the median salary is for them. So you can get a lot of ideas from those two websites as well. Next. Some sample personal statements, if you want to take a look right now. The University of Michigan has some excellent ones. You can also check out this other website, Wordvice, which has more samples. And don't forget to look at the university website that you're applying to, because they may also have information on personal statements, both in applications to be admitted and also for scholarships. Next. And of course, whenever you need a writing tutor for academic courses or for personal statements, you can always request an appointment with us. Here is how you can get straight to the application or the request form for tutoring. And if you don't have this in front of you, you can always go to the Oakton website and look at Learning Center and request an appointment through our page there. Next.
Now, as we wrap up to take any questions, we also want to introduce the Career and Transfer Center as a resource for all students. We do have access to free appointments for career exploration or to continue exploring colleges' websites, programs, and departments as you consider transferring out from Oakton. So please feel free to make a free appointment. You can give us either a call, our phone numbers on the screen, or send us an email to careerservices@oakton.edu for free appointment so we can help you navigate through the process. As a thank you, I want to finish by thanking our wonderful Learning Center writing tutors. Thank you, Jean, Joan, and Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karina.
Thank you.